A one-on-one interview, part 1. On November 2nd, Dr. John Demartini appeared as a panel guest on The Larry King Show called Beyond Positive Thinking. In a highly simplified explanation, the panel discussed how people could truly alter their reality through techniques presented in the film phenomena The Secret. Saying that these techniques are based upon true science and not fantasy, the panelists discussed the notion that each person has the scientifically proven ability to alter their physical, mental, and emotional reality in order to manifest their own desires. From curing diseases, finding soulmates, finding the perfect job, to attaining wealth, no aspect of one's life is beyond the capacity of the mind. The show was a success. A second show was presented on November 16th, and subsequent shows on the same topic have been planned. After the show, I wrote an article for the American Chronicle and several blogs which asked the question, if this information was accurate, why do people live such miserable lives? As a lifelong student of mysticism, I firmly believe in the principles discussed on the show and presented in the film, and for that matter, presented in my co-authored book, Waking God. However, I felt that a key topic was missing in the discussion, and my article went on to present my own theories as to the greatest impediment that confronts humanity in utilizing these principles. The article was read by Dr. Demartini and his publicist, Cloud9 Marketing, and I received an email from Cloud9 asking if I wanted to do an interview with John. Who could refuse? On November 22nd, I talked with John for about an hour. He was at a Las Vegas hotel and was preparing for a seminar he was going to give that evening. I did not want to ask John questions that would be a repeat of those on The Larry King Show, nor did I want to dive deeply into his early childhood or reiterate a biography that can be readily found on his website. For those who have yet to experience his magic, I will simply say that John is a millionaire. He is an international speaker, author, and business consultant. He heads the Demartini Foundation and the Concourse of Wisdom School. According to his website, he was told at the age of 6 that he had a learning disability and would never read, write, or communicate. John obviously walks in his talk and creates his own reality. I was looking to focus on the issues I raised in my article about the show. What has kept the secret from being utilized by all? The principles upon which it is based can be traced to the ancient mystery schools of the Egyptian and Mayan civilizations. Why have only a few had access to this wisdom? Why is it coming to light now? What are the obstacles that seem to prevent all from creating a new life of happiness and harmony? My first question to John was whether or not there was a single moment in which he decided that normal way of doing things was not right for him. Was there any particular person or book that altered his way of thinking, sent him on a new path of thought? John indicated that there was no single event or book that he would classify as the impetus for his personal transformation. Instead, over 20 years of study into philosophy and cosmology led him to discover a set of common concepts, ideas, laws, and patterns that were universally accepted truths. I devoured ologies and any book that dealt with positive thinking. At the age of 18, he read the works of Gandhi and decided to embark upon a self-monitored effort to change his own thought behavior. 4 times a day, he checked to see if his thoughts were more positive, and he made every effort to make them positive. After 2 years, he came to a startling conclusion that he did in fact create his own paradigm shift. Over the 2-year period, he discovered that his thoughts balanced between positive and negative thinking. Despite his efforts to always stay positive, over time there was always a balance. His conclusion was that the laws of the universe would always be fulfilled, and that indeed there is always a plus for every minus. Every action creates an opposite reaction. He indicated by embracing both, we are working in concert with the universe. The key being how to find the benefits occurred from both sides of the coin. As a personal clarification, let me equate this to the idea of waking and sleeping. You may want to be on the go all day and accomplish much, the plus side of life. You may then view sleep as negative, since it interferes with your desire to do other things. We all know that it is during sleep that the body regenerates itself, and so what appears negative on the surface is actually beneficial. The same could be said for illness, that it's the body's way of telling you that some aspect of your being is not in balance and needs correction. The dis-ease, as they said on the show, may appear negative, but actually can become positive if one makes the effort to correct the imbalance and to prevent it from occurring again. John said that in every aspect of nature and in life, there is the build-up phase and the destroy phase, and yet these phases also occur simultaneously. He said somewhere on earth it is winter, somewhere it is summer. Cities are being built, and others are in decay. Life is a balance, and the key is to discover how both sides of this building and destruction can be of benefit. I asked John what he felt were the greatest impediments for people as they tried to use the principles in The Secret. In other words, for the average guy on the street, what is going to prevent them from creating their own reality? John said that there are 7 primary fears that immobilize people, and the first one is the fear of breaking the moral and ethics of some spiritual authority. That is, subordination to perceived spiritual authorities, and the fear of breaking the rights and wrongs of that authority stops people. The second one is the fear of not being smart enough, not having a degree, not having the intelligence, and not being imaginative enough. The third one is the fear that you are going to fail at it. I don't want to start because I know I'm going to be a failure. The fourth one is the idea that I won't make money at it. It costs too much money, or I'll lose money doing it. The fifth one is the fear of losing a loved one's respect. The next one is the fear of somehow being rejected by the general audience. People in society. Are you crazy? Why are you doing this? This is stupid and ridiculous. Last thing is the fear of ill health, death, or disease. You don't have the body to do it, the looks for it, the height, or strength necessary. Those 7 fears make people lie to themselves about what they really want. They immobilize themselves. John went on to say that people set up fantasies that are not what they truly want, and that they are not aligned with the laws of the universe. These fantasies will not manifest, and then people get discouraged and go around discouraging others. And so, the endless cycle of unrealistic desires dashed lead into the notion that people do not have control of their lives. The issue was raised as to whether or not a person can just sit in a room and manifest their true desires without having to take any action. John indicated that you have to work your butt off. You'll have no ass when you are done. He said that you cannot merely imagine what you want without taking any action to bring those desires into reality. When people ask him how he got where he is today, he reiterates that he had to work his butt off. The people that persevere are the ones that get results. He added that there is no doubt that when the mind is clear and precise and inspired, this assists in the process, but to visualize is a small piece of the puzzle, unless accompanied by action. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments if you agree or feel differently. And thanks for watching.